Right, so here we have the Tamiya 1/35th scale British 25 pounder field gun and quad gun tractor Canadian Ford FGT kit. But this is the first time I am going to attempt a 35th scale armor. I haven't done armor which is this big so far, but this was a very exciting kit, and it was given to me by one of my friends and he wanted me to build it, and so here we are. So having a look at the box, on the outside we've got the British 25 pounder field gun and quad gun tractor. Here you see the kind of side profile of this entire quad gun arrangement. We've got the tractor in front with the quad gun and the field gun trailing behind it. It says 135th Military Miniature Series number 44. Plentiful accessory parts. Realistic driver figure, so that's interesting. Ready to assemble plastic model kit. Modeling skills helpful under 10 years of age. Cement and paint not included from Tamiya. And then we've got the lovely box art here. The box art actually shows a kind of an angular picture of the quad gun and the field gun arrangement out here with the tractor next to it. It's quite a small tractor though. I mean, look at the size of the driver as compared to the overall size of the tractor. But interesting model. So looking at the first longer edge, we've got an underside view of the tractor here. It says quad gun tractor Ford FGT, and then we've got the trailer artillery here, and then we've got the field gun out here, which is the 25 pounder field gun. Again, the underside view of how this entire thing is supposed to look. Then we've got some Japanese here, and we've got the Tamiya logo with Tamiya incorporated out here. So that's the first longer edge. Here's the second longer edge, and here we've got it says build a collection of Tamiya 1/35th scale tank and armor car models. So it shows us some more tank models here. I know these are Second World War ones. So we've got the Matilda British, Panther German, KV-1 Russian tank, the Tiger tank, and the M4 Sherman US tank. And then again the Tamiya logo, and that's about it. Moving to the first shorter edge, we've got the same box art that you see on the main cover of the box, and then we've got Tamiya and 1/35th item number 35044, and on the other side we've got an exact replica of what we have on this side. So without further ado, let's open the box up and see the contents. Here we go. So we are greeted with first an two instruction sheets. Look at that. Okay, so right off the bat I see this is Japanese and this is English. So I think they've got two different language instruction sheets. So of course I'll be referring to the English one because Japanese is still way far away from the languages that I want to learn. Okay, so inside the box then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sprue bags, and a fifth one which has the upper and lower chassis, I guess. So 5 sprue bags there, a 6th sprue bag with the decals, and nothing else in the box. I think I'll open the biggest one first, and let's just take the staples off, keep them to one side because this stuff is dangerous if it gets into your finger, and on more than one occasions I've had this staple pin get into my finger. So the first thing, take it aside. Okay, so first sprue right out here, and Tamiya as usual. I'll put this to the side. Look at the brilliant detail on this sprue. Look at that, so beautifully detailed. The wheels, you've got the wheel rims, and we've got some part falling off here. I don't know what part that is. Seems to be some kind of a rope that needs to be tied to the tractor, but we'll see. And then we've got some more detailed stuff down here. I think this is some assembly inside the floor. We've got some assembly out here. This looks like a snorkel, or maybe the field gun assembly here. And then we've got the next sprue. Here we have it. This is the entire field gun assembly. Look at that fantastic detail. Look at the rivets out there, and that of course is the muzzle of the field gun, I suppose, in two halves. It does look like there are two halves there. So that's that, the first sprue bag with 2 sprues. Moving on to the second sprue bag. Once again, getting rid of the staple pins first. And here we go. So 2 more sprues in this bag, so that makes a total of 4 sprues by now. And here we've got the figure, the soldier that's driving the tractor or the truck, whatever you might call it. Have a look at that beautiful detail. A lot of raised detail on this, which can be brought out with some dry brushing techniques. And then we've got some, I think, engine assembly out here. Here's the engine fan, I suppose. Brilliant. Look at that. The amount of detail they've given in this kit is just stupendous. So that's sprue number 3. We've got sprue number 4 with more tires. I think these are the tractor tires. The ones earlier were the field gun tires. And then we've got some more assembly parts, smaller ones. I don't know what these are. We'll go through the instructions and see. Right, that covers 4 sprues. Moving to the next one. Here's the third sprue bag, again with a lot of staple pins. So there we are. This is a single sprue, and this has some stuff that the soldiers carry. This some sort of a tarpaulin or tarps, some sort of bags and satchels. This is the helmet. That's a nice one. So the helmet comes in as a separate construction there. But let me have a look at the soldier. Doesn't he already come with a helmet? Okay, so he's actually wearing the beret cap, I think. I guess that's what you call it, the beret cap. So we've also got a helmet. You can ask him to wear a helmet, considering that he's going to carry these guns into battle. So to save his head from getting shot by a bullet, it's better to wear a helmet. Okay, and then we've got shovels, axe, the tools to free up the tractor if it gets stuck. I'm sure that's what these tools are for. So there we go. That's the next sprue, and the fourth and final sprue bag, again with staple pins, lots and lots of them. Again, very important to get those away from you, because as per Murphy's Law, what has to happen will happen. And if you leave the staple pins out there, you are bound to get hurt. Trust me, I'm speaking out of experience. So with those taken care of, here's the clear sprue. So I'm not going to take this out of the bag. I'm going to leave it inside the bag, but you can have a look there. Nicely detailed glass assemblies. So these will have to be fixed at some part between the builds. We've got windows, windshields, and some other stuff. Most of it is windows and windshields only, I guess. So that's that. And then we've got the final sprue, which is probably the axle assembly, the drive shaft assembly, and the transmission assembly out here. So look at the brilliant detail on that as well. Fantastic, to say the least. Of course, this is what you expect from Tamiya. Brilliant. Alrighty, and then the final sprue is your chassis, again with staple pins. So getting them aside is essential. And let me take that out of the bag aside. So very simple boxy assemblies of the upper and the lower chassis. Look at that detail in the lower chassis. Splendid as usual by Tamiya. Okay, so that makes a total of, if I count these as two separate sprues, or let's say sprue parts. These are actually sprue parts, but let's say these are two separate sprues. So we've got a total of 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and one little one, which is a separate sprue. I don't know why so, or it is probably broken off from one of the sprues. So 8, and then you've got a clear sprue bag, which is 9 total sprues, lots and lots of parts. So that takes care of the sprues, and let's have a look at the instructions. So English instructions, of course. Some information about World War I, lessons were learned in World War I, how to make rapid overall survey in strategic positions. So, you know, the strategy behind developing this quad gun tractor, and they've shown 3 different kinds of quad gun tractors. You've got the Giant, you've got the Morris, and you've got the CMP fat cap. This looks like a Bedford, I think. I've seen that, but I don't know what CMP means. We'll have to research. Anyway, so gives information about the quad gun tractor, then open. Oh, look at that. So they've got some black and white pictures of the field gun with soldiers who kind of decided to have some fun and went ahead topless. And they're not women, so we can be sure that, you know, this is not adult content here. Okay, jokes apart. So show some pictures of the tractor. This one has a loudspeaker on top with probably a searchlight here. That's also a nice looking one, and standing right next to one of the old cars, I think. Chevys, Fords, maybe a Ford, I think, because this is Ford. All right, so axle assembly, lower chassis assembly, followed by more lower chassis, the engine assembly here, more lower chassis assembly, putting the engine together on the lower chassis, and then starting off with more lower chassis, and then moving to the upper chassis here, assembling the stuff out here, then putting everything together, the middle part, the lower part, and the top part, assembling the spare wheels or spare tires, and then moving on to the gun assembly here, followed by more gun assembly, more of it. That's a lot of assemblies here, and finally moving to the color callouts. So we've got just one scheme, interesting, which is a kind of a so I read about this, and they called it a Mickey Mouse camo. Now I'm not sure if Mickey Mouse existed at that time, but that's what they call it, the Mickey Mouse camo, because the camo pattern is more like Mickey Mouse's ears. So that's what they have here. That's the camo pattern, as you can see here. This looks like it's black and white, of course, but it shows the clear demarcations. So this is one scheme, and the other one on the box is a complete desert scheme. So let's see, I'm leaning more towards the camo scheme, but we'll see which one I finally decide to go with. And finally, having a look at the decals, very minimalistic decals. Of course, armored vehicles usually have very, very little markings as compared to aircraft. So here's the decal sheet, and have a look at this. Nicely printed Tamiya decals. Those decals are good. They're a little thick though. That's what I've observed building a couple of Tamiya aircraft builds. I'm not sure about armor, but we'll see how these hold up once we are in the decaling phase or decaling phase, depending on how you want to pronounce it. That's the unboxing of the British 25-pounder field gun and quad gun tractor, Canadian Ford FGT. I will get on with building this kit, and in the next video you will definitely see. I probably might end up doing this video in parts, so maybe the first part will just be the assembly part, the second part may be the painting, but we'll see how it goes. I might even split it into 3 parts. So first part maybe building the tractor, second is building this part, third is this. We'll see how it goes, because there are a lot of parts, and I might have to go split the video to make things easier for me to upload onto my channel. So I'll plan that out and bring up those build videos shortly. If you like this video, do consider subscribing to the channel, click the thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. Let me know in the comments whether you enjoyed watching the unboxing, and whether you want me to bring in more unboxings or more build videos on my channel. So I'll wait for your comments. I love interacting in the comments, so don't forget to comment when you're seeing the video. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you again. Bye bye, take care.